Welcome to DWBI Adda channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
In today's tutorial, we'll learn about error handling in Mule4. Error handling is a very important component while designing our Mule applications, and it determines what happens when an error is thrown by the processors in an application. So in Mule4, we have three different levels of error handling available to us. We can handle errors at the application level, we can handle errors at the flow level, and also we can handle errors at the processor level. That is, we can handle errors thrown by one particular processor or a group of processors. So let's start with flow level error handling. So we have two flows here, as you can see, and each of these flows has an error handling scope. And in the first flow we have an on error continue scope, and in the second flow we have an on error propagate scope. So the difference between these two is that an on error continue scope will return a success message back to the calling flow, whereas the on error propagate scope will simply propagate the error in front, that is, it will rethrow the error. Once an error is caught by our on error propagate scope, it will enter the processes of our on error propagate scope and rethrow the error back to the calling flow. So if an error was to be thrown by this component, depending on the configuration of our on error propagate scope, it would either catch the exception or send it back to its calling flow. So the way we configure our on error scopes is by specifying the type, and also we can specify when. So in the type section, we can see all the different types of errors that can be thrown by the components we have in our flow here. So we can see that we have HTTP errors that can be thrown and expression and stream errors that can be thrown depending on the components in our flow. If we were to remove this request component, we can see that the errors that can be thrown now are only of two types, that is expression and stream maximum size exceeded. So our on error propagate scope reads the processes in our flow, and depending on the components in our flow specifies the different errors that can be thrown here. So let's add our request component back, and we'll configure a faulty request component so that it throws an error. We'll specify an invalid path that should throw an error. So since there is no listener for throw error on our local host, this component should throw an error which should be caught by our on error propagate scope, since the type we have specified in our settings is any. So any error thrown in this flow will be caught by our on error propagate scope. So let's see how this flow works. Let's save the application and call our flow, which will, through the flow reference, call our second flow, and it should raise a error. So if we call our flow 1, let's see how the flow propagates. Since my application is running in debug mode, we can watch it through every step. So we can see that through our listener, our message has entered our flow 1. So through the flow reference, travel to the second flow, which is flow 2, and our request component will throw an error. So we can see that an error has been thrown, and we can see the description and all the details of the error thrown here. So let's see how this error gets handled by our on error propagate scope. So our on error propagate scope has caught the error and has passed the message to the components in the propagate scope. So since we are using an on error propagate scope, the scope will basically process the message, whatever processes we include here, and will throw back the error to the calling flow. So as you can see, our flow reference has thrown an error thanks to the on error propagate scope in our flow 2, and now our message will move to the error handling section of flow 1, where we have an on error continue scope, where we are setting a payload to flow 1 error, and this will return a success message back to the server. As we can see, our flow has executed successfully, but although there has been an error, the error has been caught, and that is what is returned back to the server. would be the difference if we were to have an on-error propagate scope. Let's try that out. So now we have an on-error propagate scope in both of our flows, and so our main flow should also throw the error back to the server. Let's call the flow again and watch the propagation in our debugger. So request throws an error. On error propagate throws the error back to the calling flow, and the error handling section of our flow 1 again contains an on error propagate scope. So this will again process the event through these processors and throw the error back to the server. So here we can see the error has been thrown back to the server thanks to the on error propagate scope in our flow 1. So let us see now what will happen if we replace the on error propagate scope in our flow 2 with an on error continue scope. So what will happen here, since we've changed our on error scope to on error continue, is that this component will throw the error. On error continue will basically catch the error and return back a success message back to our flow reference or the calling flow. Let's make a call back to our flow 1 again and see what happens. Now we can see that flow reference does not return back an error, since the error has been caught and returned with a success message back to the flow reference. So basically we're telling flow reference that nothing has gone wrong thanks to the on error continue scope, and our message processing can proceed further. So what we should be seeing back in our browser is the payload that we set in our flow 2. Since we haven't modified it anywhere in our flow 1, so this is the payload that we'll be seeing returned back from the server. We can see that a message saying flow 2 error has been returned back from the application. So basically what is happening here is on error continue is catching the exception thrown and is returning back a success message back to the flow reference component. Unlike previously where we had the on error propagate scope, which was rethrowing the error back to our flow 1. So since there is no error being thrown by our flow reference component, our message processing can move forward. So that is how we can make use of on error propagate and on error continue scope to handle our errors at the flow level. So now that we have seen how we can handle errors at the flow level, let's look at how we can handle errors at the application level. So we have two flows here, each with their own error handling scopes. We have the on error propagate for our flow 1 and we have on error continue for flow 2. So to make use of a global error handler or an application level error handler, we'll first have to insert an error handler in our flow. We'll call this global error handler. Once that is done, another thing we'll need to configure is a global configuration for our global error handler, specifying that this is the error handler for the application. So under global elements, click on create, and under global configurations, click on configuration. So this will ask us for the flow name of our default error handler. So select the flow that we've just created and click on OK. So our global error handler has been configured. Let's add processors in our error handler. We'll add an on error continue scope. So in our on error continue scope, we'll add a payload saying that there is an error in our application. So to make use of our global error handler, we'll have to discard one of our error handling sections in our flows Since if there is an error handling scope present in a flow and an error is thrown by a particular processor in the flow, the error will propagate to the error handling section of that particular flow and won't reference our global error handler. So since we have an error being thrown here, let's change this to on error propagate so that it is caught by our global error handler. So the request component in the flow 2 will throw an error which should be thrown back by our on error propagate scope to the calling flow. And since we do not have an error handling scope in our flow 1, the error thrown should be caught by the global error handler and the message saying error in application should be returned back to our browser. Let's save and deploy. Let's call our flow 1 and see the message propagation. So our request component will throw an error which will be caught by the on error propagate scope, which will change the payload and throw the error back to the calling flow. And since there is no error handler here, this error should be caught by our global error handler. So as we can see, the message moves on to our global error handler where the payload is again being changed to error in application, and that is what we should be seeing back in our browser. So as we can see, thanks to the global error handler, we have been able to catch an application level exception.